Hi everyone and welcome to another build tutorial. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to build a small nether base with a strider pen at the back so you can easily travel around from it. I've kept the interior quite simple but tried to include everything that you'd need while you're exploring the nether. I really hope that you enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and leave any feedback in the comments section below. To start, we're going to build a small bridge leading to the base, so place a polished blackstone in the middle with 2 polished blackstone bricks on either side. In front of these, add upside down stairs of the same block type. You should have something that looks like this so far. After this, in the centre of the bridge, add 5 temporary blocks coming out directly in front of the stairs. The 5th block will make the final step of the bridge, so this will need to be polished blackstone. On either side of the 5th block, add polished blackstone bricks, the same as we did at the start, then place upside down stairs of the same block type in front of these. You can now remove the temporary blocks in the middle and you should have something that looks like this. Once you've done that, add slabs of the same block type on top of the upside down stairs going across to the other side, so polished blackstone in the middle with polished blackstone bricks on either side. I've tried to show how to build this in a way that would be safe to do in survival so you can follow along with me. Once you've added the slabs joining the 2 sides together, you should be left with this simple bridge design. Now, to make the bridge a bit safer, go to the start of the bridge where we place the polished blackstone bricks and add a polished blackstone wall on the side with 2 on top of it. Do this on both sides and then turn around and do the same on the other side of the bridge where we added the blocks there too. Make sure to crouch while you're doing this so you don't fall off. When you've added the walls on both sides, join them together in the middle, going across each side of the bridge as shown. We'll add some chains going across above these walls later on in the video so you won't be able to fall off the bridge. Now that's done, add 3 polished blackstone blocks in front of the last step of the bridge with an extra block on either side. This will be the first 5 block wide section of the circle that we're now going to build. So, once you've done the 5 block section, add a 2 block wide section, 1 block out and across from this, then 1 block out and across from that. After that, add another 2 blocks, this time facing in the other direction, and repeat the 5 block wide section again. This will be the same for each side of the circle. I've used netherrack as a temporary block here so that you can see where you should be placing your blackstone. There's also a graphic on screen to help you with the layout if you get stuck. I've chosen to build the base on top of lava as it was one of the only flat places that I could find to build in the nether. You can choose to build this somewhere else if you'd prefer though. I'm going to remove the netherrack now so that you can see what the layout of the circle should look like. You can use blocks or scaffolding in survival so you can build up to see this. Once the circle's complete, add more polished blackstone in every corner as shown. So this will be around the inside of each of the corners to make them thicker. After this, fill in the 3 block gap that you should now have on each of the sides, so the blocks directly in front of each 5 block side should all be filled in. Now add sideways facing polished basalt to the gap in front of this. If you've done the other steps correctly, the basalt should go across by 7 blocks. Do this on all sides of the circle. The basalt is just for decoration to add a bit of detail to the floor inside the base. After you've done that, fill in the rest of the circle with polished blackstone slabs, placed on the bottom half of the block. These slabs will add some depth to the floor and will also make it so that nothing will be able to spawn inside the base, making it a bit safer for you. When you've filled in the circle, add polished blackstone stairs around the outside of it. You can do this in survival by crouching and placing the stair on the bottom half of the block like I'm doing. Just be careful that you don't walk all the way off the stair as you might fall into the lava. I recommend drinking a potion of fire resistance before you build this. Carry on adding the stairs all the way around the outside of the circle until you get to the side opposite where the bridge is. When you get to this point, we're just going to add stairs up to the 5 block wide section but not going across it, the same as we've done on the opposite side. Add a stair sticking out on each side like this. Then carry on adding stairs around the rest of the circle. These stairs will create a nicer transition between the blocks that make up the circle and the lava and will also give it a bit more structure. Keep going until you reach the front, where the bridge is. We left the gap at the back of the circle as that's where the strider pen will go. Once you've filled in the circle and added the stairs around the outside, go to the end of the bridge and add a 4-block high column of polished basalt in front of the black stone walls on each side. These columns are directly in front of the black stone walls, and when both have been built they should have a 3-block gap in between. Now go to the side of the column, miss a block, and then add another 4-block high column of polished basalt. Diagonally across from this, add a 5-block high column, then another 4-block high column, all made of polished basalt. It should look like this. After that, go to the next side of the circle and add a 4-block high column of polished basalt on either side, so they have a 3-block gap in between. Then leave a block and add the 4-block, 5-block and another 4-block high column again, the same as we did on the other corner. So it should look like this once you're done. Now add the 4-block high columns again on either side of the 5 blocks. There'll be 1 block in from the stairs that we added earlier and have a 3-block gap in between. After this, repeat everything that we just did on the other side, so the corners are 2 4-block high columns with a 5-block high column in between, and the side is a 4-block high column on either side. If you're following along with this tutorial or just enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like or comment that you are. It's great to see people enjoying my content. Here's what each side of the circle should look like: 4-block high columns on either side with a 3-block gap in between. And here's what each corner should look like: 2 4-block high columns with a 5-block high column in the middle. Once you've added all of the polished basalt columns, we're going to start working on the roof. Starting on the front 2 columns, add a polished black stone stair on top of each with an upside down stair in front. It should look like this. After that, add a polished black stone slab on top of the upside down stairs with a block in the middle. Then add an upside down stair in front of the middle block. Add a polished black stone slab on top of each of the corner columns. Then repeat what we did at the front for the next 2 4-block high columns, so a stair on top of each with an upside down stair in front, slabs on top of these with a block in the middle, and an upside down stair in front of the middle block. After this, add the slabs on top of the corner columns again, then repeat the arch on the sides and add the slabs on top of the corner columns for the rest of the circle. If you get stuck, you can copy what you've already built or follow the graphic on screen for the arches. Just remember to add the upside down stair in front of the middle block on each of the arches. If you're building this in survival, it would be easiest to turn the difficulty down to peaceful to stop ghasts from spawning while you're building. I've built all of the exterior out of blocks that can't be destroyed by ghasts though, so if they do spawn, they won't destroy your build. Once you've added all of the arches and slabs, it should look like this. Now, starting at the front arch, add a slab behind the middle block with another in front. On top of that, add another slab with one in front of that, then repeat that 2 more times. It should look like this. The graphic on screen may be more helpful as it's quite hard to see the black stone here. In front of the final slab, add a temporary block, then a block of polished black stone. This marks the centre point of the base and should be half a block up from the final slab. Now repeat what we just did for all of the other arches, so add 2 slabs behind the middle block with a slab on top of the second one, then add a slab in front of this with another slab on top and repeat. You should be in line with the other arch that we made and 1 block away from the centre block that we added. Now do this 2 more times for the 2 remaining arches. It's probably easiest for you to follow the graphic on screen or copy what you've already built to finish this part off. Each side is the same and they should all come up to the same level, just like mine do. Once you've done all of that, go to the middle block and add polished black stone stairs all the way around it. This will fill in the gap between the arches that we just made and the centre block. When it's all complete, it should look like this. We can now start filling in the rest of the roof. To do this, we're going to use red nether brick slabs. So, to start, add a slab in line with the black stone slab on top of the basalt pillar. Then add 2 more, coming up by half a block each time along the back of the arch. Then repeat on the other side. So a slab in front of the black stone slab and then 2 more coming up along the back of the arch. After this, add a slab at the top of the taller basalt column with another in front. Add another in front of this with a slab on top, then repeat this again, so this layer is half a block up from the first layer that we made. Then repeat on the other side, so add 2 slabs at the top of the taller column with another in front, add a slab on top of that and then come up once more so the layer is half a block up from the layer next to it. For the next layer, add a block in the centre with a slab on both sides, so it's half a block up from the layers on each side of it. Then add the blocks coming up by half a block each time on both sides again, just like the other layers, so each layer that we add is half a block up from the previous one. The next layer is very similar, so add a block in the centre, half a block above the slabs on either side of it, then add 2 blocks coming up on each side again. This is just like the previous layer but half a block up. It should be looking like this once you've done it. Finally, for the last layer, add a block in the centre, half a block up again, but for the last 2 slabs make them in line with the ones on either side. This is because we don't want the red part of the roof to come above the black arches. Once you've finished that, the other 3 roof sections are exactly the same. So, add a slab in line with the black stone slab, then come up along the back of the arch. Do this on both sides. After that, add a slab at the top of the taller column with another in front, then come up 2 times, making sure that you're half a block above the previous layer. Repeat on the other side. For the next layer, add a block in the centre with slabs coming out on either side, then add 2 blocks coming up on both sides again. It should be exactly the same as what you did on the other roof section. Here's what it should be looking like so far with the first 3 layers added. After you've done that, add a block in the centre again and 2 more coming up on both sides, half a block up from the layer below. For the final layer, add a block in the centre and add 2 slabs on either side that are in line with it, not above this time. And that's the second roof section completed. We just have to copy what we did in these 2 roof sections for the 2 that we have left to do now. So you can copy what you've already built, or if you get stuck, you can go back to when I took you step by step through how to build the roof. If you didn't know, you can get nether bricks by smelting netherrack in a furnace. If you combine 2 nether bricks with 2 nether warts, you get a red nether brick. You can then use the red nether bricks to craft the slabs that we're using for the roof. You get 1 brick per netherrack that you smelt, so you may have to mine quite a bit to get the amount that we need. You should be able to do this quite quickly though, as you can mine netherrack very fast with a good pickaxe. Here's what the base should be looking like once you've added the roof. And here's what it looks like from the inside. We're now going to add the final details to the outer walls. Starting at the front, in the gap that we left, add polished black stone brick slabs spaced half a block apart, starting at the bottom and going up to the top. We're going to do this in all of the gaps that we left in the walls. It should look like this. In the 3 block wide gaps that we left on the sides, do the same, placing the slabs in between the basalt columns going all the way across, as shown. At the top, add a soul lantern for decoration. Then continue to add the slabs in the next 2 gaps that we have on the corner. This is exactly the same as we did at the front. Now, the gap we have at the back is where the strider pen will go, so don't add any slabs there. Just carry on adding the slabs to the rest of the gaps, including the 3 block wide gap on the side wall. Like the rest of the exterior, ghast won't be able to blow up the slabs that we're using for the walls because they're made from stone and have a high blast resistance. Don't forget to add the soul lantern at the top of the side wall here too. Add the slabs to the last corner and then we can start working on the interior of the base and the strider pen. Once all the slabs are added, it should look like this. Now add a soul lantern at the top of the gap in the wall at the front and back, just like we did at the sides. Soul lanterns scare the piglins away, so this means that they won't come into the base. Now at the front, add stripped warped stem columns in front of the basalt columns that we have. Do this on both sides. There may be a gap between the warped stem and the roof, so just add an extra red nether brick slab if there is. After that, add warped planks along the top with 1 underneath on each side. Then add upside down warped stairs facing inwards on each side with another one in the middle, as shown. After that, add warped fences with a fence gate in the middle between the stems. Then go through the gate and add 2 polished black stone brick walls on either side in front of the fences. After you've added the walls, add polished black stone brick slabs on top and create a pattern like I've done. This is just for decoration. Now add some soul lanterns on top of the walls at the start and end of the bridge so no piglins will follow you onto it. Then add sideways facing chains between the walls that we just added the lanterns on top of to make the bridge safer to walk across because you won't be able to fall off it. And here's what the bridge and the entry to the base should look like now that we've added all of the details to it. Now the entry is complete, we're going to carry on working on the interior. So head back inside, making sure to close the gate behind you and head over to the side wall section that we haven't decorated yet. Add stripped warped stem columns in front of the basalt again, just like we did at the entry. There'll probably be gaps above these too, so add an extra red nether brick slab on top of each one. Then fill in the space between the stems with warped planks, going all the way from the top to the bottom so the wall is completely filled in. Now on the back wall, repeat what we did at the front, so add stripped warped stems on both sides and fill in the gap at the tops with red nether brick slabs. After you've done that, add warped planks across the top with one underneath on both sides. Then add upside down warped stairs facing inwards underneath these with an extra in the middle. After that, add warped fences on each side with a fence gate in the middle. Now head through the gate and add polished blackstone stairs directly in front of the polished blackstone blocks that we left empty earlier. After that, add 2 polished blackstone brick walls on both sides in front of the fences again. Once you've done that, add a polished blackstone block next to the stair, in front of the block that the basalt column is on. Then add 4 more polished blackstone blocks in front of this. Make sure you crouch in here or you'll fall into the lava. Now repeat on the other side, so add a polished blackstone block next to the stair and add 4 more in front of it. It should look like this. After you've done both sides, add polished blackstone stairs along the outside of the blocks. When you get to the corner, add an extra stair, then turn in and add a stair at the end of the blocks. Now repeat this on the other side. You can place these stairs in survival by crouching and placing the stair on the bottom half of the block. Once that's done, add 2 polished basalt on the final blackstone block, as shown. After that, add a polished blackstone stair on top facing outwards with an upside down stair behind it. Do this on both sides. Then add a polished blackstone slab on top of the upside down stairs with a block in the middle. Hang a lantern underneath the block and add an upside down stair in front to finish this arch off. Now add more polished blackstone stairs next to the one on top of the basalt going all the way back. Do the same for the slab above this until you reach the wall of the base. And again for the middle block going all the way back to the wall. It should look like this. We're now going to repeat this on the other side. So bring the polished blackstone stairs all the way back to the wall and do the same for the slabs above. You should now have something that looks like this. When you've done that, go inside and add some warped fence gates between the polished blackstone blocks at the end. We can do this because warped and crimson wood doesn't burn. Just be careful that you don't step in the lava. Now to smooth out the roof, add upside down polished blackstone stairs underneath the first layer. After that, add polished blackstone slabs all the way along the top. Then add more upside down stairs across the other side. You can add temporary blocks over the lava in the pen for now if you're worried about falling in. Finally, add some nether brick fences between the basalt columns on each side to finish it off. I'll show you how to get a strider into the pen at the end of the video. Now we're going to carry on with the interior. As you can see, it's quite dark in here now, so the first thing we'll do is add some more lighting. We can replace the centre block in the ceiling with shroom light to provide some light up there. This will be seen from the outside, so you can either leave it showing and light up the roof or cover it up with a polished blackstone slab. After that, we're going to head back inside and add lighting to the walls. So, starting at the front, add 2 polished blackstone brick slabs coming across at the top of the shorter basalt column, in line with the gap. Remove a slab from the roof and add another slab half a block up from this, then add 2 more slabs coming up after this. It should look like this so far. Now repeat on the other side, so add the slabs coming back down and then the 2 slabs going across to the column in line with the gap. Add an extra red nether brick slab on either side by the basalt column to fill in the gap there. Then add some more polished blackstone slabs underneath the ones in the middle of the roof to neaten it up a bit. Finally, add a lantern hanging from the centre of the slabs that we just added to finish this wall section off. Now we're going to do the same for the other walls. So add the 2 slabs in line with the gap, then come up by another 3. Remember, you may have to remove a slab from the ceiling to do this. After that, do the same back down to the other side. And it should look like this. Once that's done, add the lantern to the middle, then fill in the gaps on either side with red nether brick slabs and add the extra polished black stone slabs along the ceiling to finish this side off. And here's what this side looks like once it's complete. The back wall is exactly the same as the front wall, so add the slabs again, starting in between the gap and going up by 3. Then come back down to the other side. It should be the same as the other walls that we've done. Add a lantern in the middle and then fill in the gaps on either side with red nether brick slabs and at the top with polished black stone slabs. And here's what the back wall looks like when it's finished. The final side wall is the same as the one opposite, so add the stripped warped stems on either side and fill in the gaps above them with red nether brick slabs. After that, fill in the space between the stems with warped planks from top to bottom. Now we're going to add the black stone slabs again, so add the 2 in line with the gap, come up by 3, then back down to the other side to join up with the basalt column again. After that, add the lantern to the middle and then fill in the gaps at the sides and across the ceiling, just like we've done for the other walls. And here's what the interior should be looking like now all the walls have been completed. We can now start adding all the final details. So, in the centre of the room, remove the middle 3 blocks going from side to side. After that, add 3 obsidian there, then remove another slab on each side of this and add more obsidian, making it 5 blocks across. On top of the side pieces, add another 5 blocks of obsidian, making it 6 blocks high in total. Do this on both sides and join them together across the top. This is the portal that will take you back to the overworld. Now replace the slabs in front of the portal with polished black stone stairs to make a nicer transition here. Do this at the side too, and then do the same at the back and on the other side, so we have stairs going all the way around the portal. Once you're done, it should look like this. Now, in each corner of the room, on the ceiling, add another red nether brick slab and hang a lantern from it. This is just to make sure that the room is really well lit and we can see better. When you've added all the extra lanterns, the room should look like this. We're now going to add some extra details to finish it all off. On the side wall, add polished black stone stairs in front of the warped stems, as shown. After this, add a respawn anchor next to one and a lodestone next to the other, then add a polished black stone slab in the middle. Above this, add polished black stone slabs going all the way across to the other side. On top of the slabs, add some double chests with a barrel in the middle for some extra storage while you're exploring the nether. Now, on the side wall, we're going to do something similar, so add the polished black stone stairs in front of the warped stems again, but this time add some furnaces and a crafting table to the middle. After that, add the polished black stone slabs going across the wall above these. On top of the slabs, add 2 double chests again, but this time add an ender chest to the middle. Now, to finish the room off, head to the corner and replace the 2 polished black stone blocks that we have left with soul sand, then plant some nether warts and add a polished black stone slab in front. Do this in all 4 corners. The nether warts are mainly for decoration, but because they're so useful when you're making potions, you can also harvest them after you've finished exploring the nether and add them to your potion making supplies. Add the final nether warts to the corner and then all of the decorations are completed. The last things to do are light the portal and find a strider to put in the pen. So use a flint and steel on the portal to light it. It's best to keep a spare somewhere in the base in case anything happens to the portal. Now, to get a strider into the pen, you'll need a saddle and a warped fungus on a stick. Go up to the strider and use the saddle on it. You can now ride it and control where it walks by holding the warped fungus on a stick. If you're in survival, you'll have to find one that's on land. Ride it up to the gates of the pen and then open them so that it walks inside. Close the gates, and then if you move the strider close to the stairs, you can hop off it safely just like I did. And that's the whole nether base completed. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please leave a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already to see more content like this.